Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mobsters Players Revenge Tools and Tips. And I'm Brodus. This is the last of a series of the MPR tabs. Certainly not the last, but the least of the last. And this last clip is going to be on the My Mobster tab. Yay! Let's just jump right into it. Okay, now right off the bat here, let's just talk about all of these people that requested to be part of your mob. You'll see an indicator of that in the mob tab. You'll see a number here that's indicating to you that there's 12 people requesting to be in your mob. So you basically click on your mob tab. It brings you to the my mob environment, and here you see the individuals that requested to be in your mob. You can individually accept and deny anyone for whatever reasons you want. You can deny them all because you just want to, or you can go ahead and accept them all, like I will right here. Click. And you click, and then it gives you a message you have accepted 12 to your mob. What a lot of people do once they do this here is they copy and paste this and put it in BC, and they post it. And the real reason why they're doing that is because they're actually trying to gain more mob by doing that. Okay, so the more you post in BC, the more exposure you have to what they call lurkers. Those are people that don't engage in BC for whatever reasons, and they just watch the BC looking for new people to add. And so once you do this, you know, these folks have an indication that you've done that. Plus you're posting back in the BC to gain more opportunities to get more ads. Now, let's get into the crux of the My Mob tab. Let's talk first of all about these folks here. These are all of the people in your mob, and there's a lot more than that depending upon your account and how many mob you have. You want to see who they are, you click the next page, and it takes you to the next page, and you can see those folks here. There's reasons to come here and look at these folks. That's entirely up to the individual, but this is how you navigate through your mobs and just see who's on there. Okay, you naturally go back and forth. Let's go up here a little bit. I'm going to bounce around here. I'm not going in any certain order. Let's look at this particular section right here. Okay, now what this is saying is that you have 4 hired guns, you have 621 top mob, okay, and you're using 625, right? So that basically means that you're taking a 621 top mob plus the 4 hired gun. It gives you 625, and that should reflect right up here. If it's not, you may want to contact admin about that and let them know. All right, you contact admin by going to the main page and click on the My Fans Club, which takes you to their MySpace page, which you send them a message. All righty, so this item here is where you would enter an ID for an individual to be part of your top mob. I mean, this was something that was used a lot in the old school days of MySpace, Mobsters, and it's still used today for different reasons. You may come across an ID in BC and you notice he has a high bounty, okay, and he's not in your mob. You may want to grab his ID, bring it here, enter it here, and then, well, he is in your mob, and then you top mob him. Now, let's go over some of the actions you can take in here. Now, right here is where you do all your collecting of cash that you obtained from your top mob. Okay, here you have 625 top mob, so there's a good potential that you're going to get cash. No, actually, I take that back. You will get cash from all of your top mob, that's for sure. Okay, so you're going to get income from 625 top mobs if you have that many, and some have way more than that. One of my accounts, I have way more than that top mob, which is pretty cool. You want to increase your top mob religiously. That should be part of your whole entire game, is to actively, when you can, afford or invest the favor points in top mob and get yourself some top mob. All right, now let's go ahead and go into the function of collecting and sending energy. This here I don't really get into. You can explore that on your own. There's not, as far as I'm concerned, there's not very much value in it, but you can, if you want to, save certain people in your top mob and just keep that particular list. But I don't use them. I don't really find any significance because I don't play the game that I play. Doesn't necessarily need those particular functions. So let's go ahead and collect. And when you click collect here, you'll see here that I've collected, well, this account, Baby Jane, has collected $30 billion from 621 of their mob. Right? It's not bad. I've got, again, one of my accounts is way higher than that. Now, next thing you want to do, this is collecting your cash. Next thing you want to do is you want to send energy. Okay? Now, notice here that she sent 10 packs to 621 of them, and 310 of them came back automatically, meaning that person has probably reached their limit or whatever the case may be. But you got 310 energy back. There's a little trick right here. The later in the day, I mean, the closer you get to 12 o'clock midnight, because you want to close 12 o'clock midnight, you get to that time, the greater this number is here. Some people, a lot of people, wait till close to the midnight hour, and then they come here and collect and send because there's a greater chance of getting more energy back. Okay, that's just a theory, but I found that if I, for some reason, I'm able to send, return energy all day long, I'll do that, and I'll get more. Well, I mean, let me rephrase that. If I go ahead and send and receive, send and collect early in the day, okay, I may not get as high as returning energy here initially, but throughout the day, there'll be people sending me energy. I've noticed that if I do my collect and send early on in the day, I actually get more people returning, and that's not all the time, not perhaps an exception most of the time, but I get more energy returned that way because there's more people are available. You know, people come and go in this game here, and they're not like some people that spend a lot of time. I spend a significant amount of time. I enjoy the game. I have the time to do it, thank God. And so sometimes I can engage in that particular activity, but that's just some food for thought. You can start out, test for yourself and see how that works out for you. Now, the neat thing about here, this particular function here, is that you can go ahead and collect and send again. All you have to do is optimize your mob and click yes. Okay, and now it reloads another set of top mob. Okay, well, you do the same thing, you collect. It gives you that amount, and the second time around you get less, of course, and then you can send again. Okay, like look right here, it got back 1,719, and that's because it's later in the day. It's roughly around 9 o'clock as I'm doing this here, so the energy return is going to be a lot larger. Now, once you're done that, it's my practice to do. You don't have to. Once I've done this part here, I go over to the bank, okay, and I deposit this money that I've just accumulated. Because I don't want to leave it out. I don't want nobody stealing it, so I'll just deposit it. All right? Go back to my mob. Now, that's basically all that's involved in this section of the tab. Now, you go to Manage Mob. This is where you can invite people into your mob. For example, you see someone that has a high bounty or something like that there, and you want them in your mob. You get their ID. You come in here, plug it in, and invite them. You can also come in here and search for somebody. All you got to do is enter in X amount of characters in there, and it'll start to show you all of those that are, if I entered iron here, and it already automatically starts showing those accounts that have the word iron in it, and I can select if it's the one I'm looking for, one of those folks, and go to their page, for example. I clicked on that one, it takes me to Iron Fist, and this is Iron Fist's page. Not sure if that's a beta. I don't think so, because it's the achievements are not very high. It doesn't have very much equipment, so that's probably just his main account. Anyway, That's what you can do with that search feature in the Manage Mob. Okay, you can also look through, scroll through, go through all of your mob and see, who all is in your mob. And again, if you want to look at whoever that person is, you can go ahead and go to their page and take a look at them. All right. No, we go back over here. My mob. Go back to that main. Now there was a button here that I wanted to make note of. I'm not sure what page it was on. Okay, there's a bunch of them here. You see here where it says demote. These are people that are actually in your top mob right now. These are the people, the ones that have demote on. These are the people that you're actually collecting from. Usually they show up on the first page when you optimize. All right. Now the last tab here, are people that are blocked and people you've blocked. So these are the people that Baby Jane has blocked. Mega whack, but he's old school. I haven't seen very much of him lately. Mrs. Kill, I remember her. She was a pain in the ass. Swamp Monster, just like to get his ass whooped. I remember them. These are all people that I remember back in the era that were all kind of popular or around a lot in the BC. And not all of them necessarily constitute tards, but most of these were. All right, so let's see what else is in here. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything in the My Mob tab. Pretty simple tab. You're going to just be coming here a lot to collect and send energy. Most of the time, that's what you'll be doing here. Okay, so that's the spiel on the My Mob tab. My name is Brodus. You have a good one. MLR.